Meantime, let's get more on this in terms of this relief bill and whether it gets signed into law. Jim Petoukas is here. He is, of course, a fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, a CNBC contributor. Handicap it. What do you think happens here?
Listen, the smoking crater. Listen, I still think there's a very strong case that whatever the timing, at the end of the day, what we care about really, I think, is the president signing that $900 billion bill. Wall Street wants it. The economy needs it. And don't forget, those Republicans in Georgia, they want this too. They're already running on it. And that may be actually sort of the key political impact here. If the result of all this chaos is that Republicans lose those Senate races, and we're looking at a very different sort of legislative calendar going forward in 2021 in a Biden administration.
Eamon made an interesting point, though, which is you effectively pit Trump against a McCarthy, if you will, and other Republicans who have historically tried to back the president. Is this the moment where this comes undone to some degree?
Yeah, but listen, the president is forcing them to make a choice. Is this the best time for him to be doing this? Maybe he should have spent the last month focusing on these issues. But Republicans really do not want to go for this $2,000, so they're going to have to make a choice there. They want to just get rid of this. They want this passed. Now he's going to force them to do an override, which I think they'll probably do. And then we still have to do the $900 billion. So he's forcing them to make a lot of difficult decisions, which may come back to haunt them in 2 years. The president's already talking about someone running against John Thune. And then he still have those two live Senate races, which are extremely precarious. Republicans may have a slight edge, but we'll see if they have a slight edge. If the result of this is a month-long government shutdown, no checks, people falling off unemployment, maybe the market tanking, that's not the environment Republicans want to run on in Georgia, which are really key races.
Yeah, no. And of course, your heart breaks for the folks that are hoping for and depending on that money just as we come into this Christmas holiday. For sure. Citi put pen to paper yesterday, and I think they estimated that $390 billion in additional money would have to go towards this bill to bump those checks to $2,000 a person. I'm just wondering where potentially, if we were, say, to get to a point, whether it's with this Congress or the next Congress, to a point where we get to $2,000 a person, where that's going to come from. I mean, is it a situation where potentially some Republicans could get on board if you start making cuts to the actual fiscal 2021 spending bill?
Well, that issue of how you pay for it is also sort of going to be the issue when Joe Biden comes up with an infrastructure plan, because there's certainly going to be Republicans who aren't going to say, hey, interest rates are low, we can just deficit finance the whole thing. I mean, it'll drive Democrats crazy. They're going to have to come up with places to pay for that. So you want to pay for the $2,000, you want to pay for the infrastructure. We're running out of significant pay for it, especially if you don't want to touch entitlements, and Democrats are going to do that. So I don't think that $2,000 is not happening. No one spend that money in advance, because that is not going to happen. It's not going to happen today, and I don't think it's going to happen in 2021.
Hey, Jimmy, it's Scott. Good morning to you. Are you surprised that Wall Street is not having a more negative reaction to what's happened here?
Because I think ultimately they don't believe that this $900 billion bill is going to get sunk. They've all been counting on this as part of their bullish 2021 forecasts. People like Mark Zander saying no bill, we get a recession. So if they actually thought that this thing was not going to happen, I think you get a very severe sell-off, which in turn I think would be an action-forcing mechanism to get a bill. Which is why a big reason why I think we will get a bill, because the second I think Wall Street thinks, wow, they're actually going to screw this up, I think you get a huge market sell-off. And I think Congress, let's say, focus the attention of Congress on making this happen. So Wall Street doesn't believe it. I think there's good reason for them not to believe it.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.